As you travel along our nation's roadways, it is not hard to discern that caravanning has become the nation's pastime, especially in the winter months. But believe me, it's not without its share of hair-raising experiences, as one couple found out in Caravanning Mayhem. We're as Aussie as a barbecue, fair dinkum as they come, and we're crazy about our footy, and we love a Bundy rum. We're as true blue as Don Bradman, and I'll wager both our pays we're as rigid-edge as Vegemite. No, mighty might leastways. We get green and gold malaria at least twice every week, and the truth be known, we've got it now, right as we flame and speak. When we see our nation's coat of arms, we feel a sense of pride. Well, that was until we went out back. These days we cringe and hide. We had bought a brand new four-wheel drive and caravan to boot, and we thought we'd tour Australia. It was bound to be a hoot. Well, we drove through Burke and Charleville, and that old mate is where both those critters on our coat of arms attacked us then and there. We had crossed the bridge at Yo-Yo Creek when right there in full view was a whopping great big kangaroo and old man emu too. Wow, they raised our Aussie pride on high. That's till they split those chaps, and the emu hit the windscreen and was dumped upon our laps. It was panic that now overtook this oversized galah, and he started kicking madly to escape from out the car. His big beak was pecking firmly at the middle of me groin, while me manhood stood protected by a pocket full of coin. The sharp claws were madly thrashing, and my wife was not amused, 'cause he lashed out at her torso that was bloodied, cut and bruised. And whatever emus tend to eat and forage through the day was now spread throughout the vehicle as we fought that deadly fray. The old emu found the window, and with freedom now in sight, that bird shredded the upholstery as he kicked with all his might. We were covered with its feathers, and in one almighty push, he then squeezed on out the window, and he headed for the bush. We were bloodied, bruised and beaten, and bewildered and amazed, and we scrambled from our four-wheel drive and still a little dazed. We were now in need of first aid, so we opened our van door, and we climbed inside to find the kit, both bleeding on the floor. In the meantime, unbeknown to us, the big roo in despair, he had clipped our brand new four-wheel drive and hurtled through the air, when the flying frame of that large beast, which stood near 6 feet tall, it had landed in the caravan, through awning, glass and all. On the table there before us stood this stunned roo, not quite dead, when the scream for my old lady triggered something in his head. In an instant he had grabbed me and had lunged out with his feet, and he shredded my new Levi's and then made a quick retreat. He had landed on the double bed and turned to strike again, but instead his big tail hit me with excruciating pain. He then latched onto the missus, and they grabbed each other's necks. Then they jumped around together till they both looked flamin' wrecks. In that instant I then managed to make for the van's front door, while the missus, she kept screaming, "I can't take this any more." Now the Roo sensed his freedom, and both he and my poor wife spilled outside onto the roadway, where it bolted for its life. For the moment we just stood there, both bewildered by our plight, and I must confess our torsos, they were not a pretty sight. We then sat and drank the rum we had. We needed a stiff drink, and we headed back for Melbourne, where we both sought out a shrink. We have sold our four-wheel drive and van to pay our flamin' quack, and we watch the good old telly when we want to go out back. We've both now turned religious, and we daily read the Psalms, but we cringe when we're confronted by our nation's coat of arms.